Hello everyone and welcome back. If you remember where I left off last time, we had our very lucky pals system protect us for that last wave, and it's a really good thing too, because based on what had come, it looked like we were going to be wiped out. So you can see all these fragments that were falling, and there were some war machines and some defenders, and we only had 3 defenders to fight off against this. I'm not 100% sure if we were going to make that one, but pals came to the rescue, so we're thankful for that. And because I have an idea now based on what I've created, the next wave should be about the same. So what I'm going to do in this wave to prepare myself, I will not build anything new, but I will do a few things. I'm not going to build anything new, but I will unlock some things. So what am I going to unlock? First off, I'm going to go into my technology. In the technology, I'm going to look at my list here, and I will most definitely unlock the military drone war machine. That is 40 research points. So I have 28,000. I need 40 for that one. So I will unlock that one. If I'm able to, after I've unlocked that one, I will also unlock the P-trans circuitry. In the P-trans circuitry, this is all about redirecting, extending our power lines. I will definitely unlock the technology for this one. It doesn't cost much, but I'm going to wait for my war machine first. The split circuit relay. This will allow me to take one gather, for example, and branch it off into 2 generators. So it'll actually take the power, let's say, of 500, and it will split it between 2 different, through the generator, it'll split it between 2 different constructs. Either it'll use the 500 completely for one construct or the other, or split between the 2. So this is a really important piece in order for us not to have to switch all the time, and it does extend also. So we've definitely used the P-trans circuit relay. So we're going to take care of that one. We're going to unlock that one, the war machine, and I would like some early warning notices about what's coming. So we're going to go back to our radar scan relay, and in our radar scan relay, the first unlock is 15,000. This is the raw signal, red alert warning signal. So we already have the red square that goes around it, but it happens at the moment that a threat is detected. With this upgrade, it'll actually highlight the moment the threat is calculated. So that'll give us a little bit more time in terms of what's to come, and it'll also make it available for the next one. So once we get our raw signal, we're going to get our RRF signal, and this will allow us to see how much HP that the unit has, as well as some afflictions, so the things that are hitting it. It's 32. I don't know if we'll have enough for this one, but that would be the next one, of course. This one allows for the HP. So like at the beginning, when you saw my earlier videos, I was kind of doing a leapfrog thing. I would have known if I was closer to killing them or not, and perhaps I would have stayed in doing that leapfrog a little longer as opposed to retreating back to the tunnels. And once I have those, then I'm going to look at some of the other elements. No, not that one. Some of the other unlocks that'll allow for future advancement. There's a lot here, as you can see. We unlock them slowly but surely, because like I said, if we unlock this, we raise the threat, and that'll also cause problems. So we don't want that. All right, war machines first. We already have our collections going on. We can't do much for the war machine. We can't really see what's going on with the war machine. The only way we can actually know anything about it before we unlock it is if we go into, for example, our defender. And here it talks about defender. We have automated drone. All these blue, greenish blue are links. If we click automated drone, that'll bring us to our list of other drones. All right, so there's our war machine, and now we can see what it takes to build a war machine. So even though we don't really have access to any of these other parts, we do know what it takes to build them. So while we're collecting, we can gather, while we're collecting our fragments, we can already do this. What I will do also is I'm going to max out the quantity of defenders and war machines for the next wave. Simply because, well, if I don't do much else and I max myself, then I can almost see what is the limit. Now, again, as I mentioned earlier, I'm pushing thresholds. So I want to see if I max out my war machines, the quantity of war machines, and I max out my quantity of defenders, sticking with the same industry with a few upgrades, can I take them on? And how do I take them on? So that's where I'm headed with this one. I'm going to go into industry mode, and I'm going to see what do I have available in terms of my war machines. Alphoid, Betoid, Zetoid. We have 11 Zetoids, so I can build at least three war machines. Etoids, 13. I cannot build 3, so I'm going to look for some Etoids. Thetoid. I need some Thetoids also. Yttrinium and C9. So I need some of those also. So let's start off with the Etoids. And just to keep in mind, when we talk about our capping, we do have our limits. And just because I will cap out my war machine doesn't mean I don't have to be, doesn't mean I can't be prepared in case my war machine dies. Now, that's not to say you should collect enough for 100 war machines, because again, threat value. So, but I will at least stay a little bit ahead of the game, so if a war machine gets picked off, I can quickly produce another one without having it affected by that wave. So Etoid, we need 2 Etoids. We're going to go and grab some of our Etoids. And because we're cleared now, and again, we have between 9 and 14 cycles to work this, so we're going to keep on our cycles. Basically, that means we're at 52 to 56. So between cycle 52 and 56, the next wave is going to come. There's our Etoid. So let's go grab our Etoid. And there's a nice hill here of different things. There's some more Etoids. All right, we're going to let that run. And there they go, high flying to collect everything. They'll try and catch as much as they can in the air, and the rest will actually go to the ground. So they're frantically running around grabbing everything. And as soon as they start excavating this, then they're going to be ready for that. For the, they're going to be ready with having collected all the fragments. Let's have a quick look actually to see, no, not that one. Have a quick look to see what can we produce with our R&D Exchange Depot. So here's our R&D Exchange Depot. No, we want the industry, and we're going to look at our fragments. So we're going to see what do we have for our fragments. So some defender fragments, some war machine fragments, war machine stable, war machine stable. So there's quite a few stable. So there's a lot of stable war machine fragments. So I'm gonna process those. Oh, and I'm noticing actually, I didn't notice this before. I didn't really pay too much attention to it, but there you go, C563. So we actually, all these war machine pieces are slightly over. So I'm going to take this opportunity actually I'm going to leave those there because I still want them to be processed. But I'm going to take this opportunity to show you how the generator extension works, which was something we had unlocked, and we're actually going to use it. All right, so all right, the generator extension, we're going to use that one. I'll show you how that one works. So we're going to go into build mode. Oh, we actually have to build one first. So build one, we have to build one. So let's go and build one. They will come out of our generator depot. Low generator extension. We need alphoids, betoids, deltoids. Let's close the war machine for now. We might have to grab some more pieces for war machine if we use them here. So alphoids, betoids, deltoids, epsiloid, zetoid, yttrinium, and uretite. Great, we have enough. So let's produce this. We're going to go through the process of producing this first. I know I did say I wasn't going to build any more pieces. I did unlock it. It is available, so that did raise the threat a little bit, and I am pushing the envelope. So I will actually build this thing to see if I can maximize it with the maximum amount of drones to fend off the next wave. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's queue up our foundry. Let's queue up our elemental depot. And let's bring on those pieces. And side note, if you've checked out our forums, the upcoming July, we have talked about this one. It is in the works right now, so expect to see some nice changes or nice additions to the game in terms of processing Q in the industry. So keep that one in mind while we're going through this. We're just going to make sure that we're all wired and connected. So that is online. That is online. Let's unpause and let it run. So they're collecting at the same time. Perfect. And let's make sure that our assembler is connected. Ooh. So we have, there's the generator. Oh, and I had borrowed the our gather over there. So we need from one of these. So let's go to the assembler. So basically, I'm just grabbing my power and I'm relocating it from those elemental and founder depots. Now let's go to industry and let's queue our pieces. So the panels, protective plates, the low capacity, the generator, collector, and the small oid composite frame. Let's let that run. All right, and let's redirect our power. Let's redirect the power to our generator. And let's queue it up. Low generator extension. And there it goes, it's done. And that barely took a cycle. So now we're going to use it. Build mode. Power utilities, low generator extension. And I'm going to put it here and you're going to see what it does. So I'm going to do this just short term because you'll see at this particular stage we need it for many occasions. So I'm actually going to take a second generator and gather and pop them over here. But I'm going to show you how this one works in the meantime. Once they build it, of course, and I am curious to see, did they start excavating the areas that I was queuing them to? And no, not yet. They're still collecting all their fragments. There was quite a bit of fragments there. That's fine. So it's okay. They'll collect their fragments, and that piece is still in the works here. All right. I want that piece to be built, so I'm going to go into management mode. I'm going to grab one of my utility drones, and I'm going to go into edit task mask, and I will remove collecting. So they'll finish off their last task, and then they'll start building this particular one. You can see what he's doing right now. And once he brings it in, he'll switch his task, and he'll stop collecting. And there it goes. And I'm going to unpause, so he'll continue collecting afterwards. Perfect. All right, this is how it works. Wire mode. Generator. So wire mode generator. And we're going to make sure this thing is full power. So it is full power. Let's show you where the generator is. So there it is, this one over here. I'm going to rename it just so you guys can see what this one is based on. So this one is for the R&D exchange depot. All right, so there it is. We remove the R&D exchange depot connection, and we branch it to the load generator extension. Unpause. So we have the gather connected to generator gaining an extra boost from the R&D exchange. Now we remove the gather and we put it at the R&D exchange depot. Now what happens, if you recall from last time, we do not have any gather connections. So what is expected to happen? Once this fires, we will lose our 750 or however much it costs, and it will not recharge. So that's why it's a lot better at this point to just add a second generator with a gather. Later, when we upgrade our generator unit, we'll have more slots. So we can still have our low generator extension and another slot connected to our gather. Here's your industry. So here's the war machine. This is number 22. So that one was 563. So here you go. There it is. It just produced it, but it is not adding any more power. So of course we can go back and forth, take it off the depot, put it back to the extension, continue the boost of power, take it off the gather, and put it back. Fires. Take it off the depot, put it back together. So you see how long this is taking. So I'm not going to do that anymore. What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep it onto this, and I will use this perhaps over there when I need that little extra boost. But you'll see how this will come in handy for that little extra boost, but when there's perhaps a second connection, or if you just need a one-time thing, that is very helpful. So I'm going to actually remove it because I don't want it right now. I'm going to go into deconstruct. I'm going to take it down. We're going to collect it. And I'm going to go back to deconstruct, and I'm going to grab the generator, and the gather, and I'm going to collect them. And I'm going to go into build mode, power utilities, generator unit, gather unit, wire, gather, generator. So now depot. So now I have two of them going to the depot, and in the industry it will finish off the job, and any more that I have. So there it goes, and there's the last one it's going to go to. So let's queue the rest, because I still have quite a bit that it actually found. All right, so we're going to let that run, and we'll see how many points I have. Oh, look at that. I have enough. So I'm going to let those other ones run also and unlock some of the other things, perhaps unlock even more. So let's do it. Let's go to our drones. Not the utility drone, but our defensive. Where's our drones? Military drones. And we're going to unlock the war machine. 40 unlock research. There we go. I have 2,000 left over. That one is unlocked, ready to go. War machine is ready to be built because it is now unlocked. So we've gone 2 cycles. Let's build a war machine and max out our defenders. In that case, I am kind of missing a few pieces here, and since I've actually used all my R&D right now, I'm going to go back and deconstruct, and even that one I'm going to put it back over there so that it's usable. I don't need this right now. I'm not processing anymore. Okay, let's collect. And let's build again. Generator unit. Gather unit. And we have our second gather unit. Great, and let's put it back. Alright, so now we're all connected again. R&D Exchange Depot is now in waiting. That's fine. Since we used our load generator extension, we might be missing some pieces for our defenders, for the war machines. But now actually, since I've unlocked it, I can see it. So I'm going to go into Industry, Military Mode. There's the war machine. It's 1000. So I need 3 generators, but I'm fine because I have enough. Let's go into the question mark and see what it takes to build. So it looks like in order to max this out, we need quite a few. The maximum, by the way, I didn't mention to you, is we have 5 defenders to max out and 4 war machines without unlocking any other upgrades. We do have upgrades to up that cap, but for now we have 5 and 4. So I'm going to go through right now and gather as much as I can and process all 5 and 4 and prepare for the final wave. Just for the sake of the video here and the length of time, I'm going to pause it. I'll go through the search and finding everything, and then I'll unpause and we'll cut back in with once they're all ready to go. Perfect. Okay, now we have all the pieces for war machines. So next step is our assembly depot. Drone defense system. We need 4 of those. The war machine drone body. We need 4 of those. And the war machine drone AI, 4 of those. Let's let that run. Oh, we are not connected, so we need to charge. We need to charge that. Generator set to the assembly depot. And let's get the other one there too, so that it'll actually have more power to produce them. Not necessary to have the 2, but it is a little faster having 2 generators as opposed to waiting for 1 generator to actually regenerate its numbers. So you see it's adding them both together. Alright, that's done. Lastly is our military drone armory, and in the industry we're going to see 1000, so we actually need all 3 connected. So let's go into our wire mode and let's grab 1. Let's grab 2 and 3. One, 2, and 3. So they're all connected. Let's queue this. We want 4 of them. And we're okay so far with our cycles. So let's queue them out and have them go. There's 1. There you go. So there's 1 more machine ready to go. And it takes a bit of time with these because there's 3 charging at the same time. There's 2. There's 3. And we're done. 4 war machines ready to go. All right. The nice thing about these is later on we can actually add ammunition. So there is another ammunitions depot to be able to have missiles. We definitely would want those. So here we have our 4 war machines. We have 3 defenders. We're going to queue enough oids and minerals to have 2 more defenders, and we're going to wait on that wave. We're going to prepare our next ambush, and we're going to wait on that wave. I'm going to pause it one more time, and I'm going to queue the necessary pieces for our last 2 defenders. Done. All our pieces are ready. We're at cycle 51. So I had mentioned between cycle 51 and 54, or 52 and 55, 52, 55, or 51, 54. I'm always around there, so actually we have everybody ready. So I'm going to save this. And now I'm going to prepare for the battle. So first thing we're going to do is go into our technology, and we're going to unlock our radar scan relay. This was the early warning sign for waves, so we're going to unlock our raw signal, and that gives us 8,000 left over. So we can't exactly do the next one, which will reveal our HP status, but we can see what else can we unlock with 8,000. So let's go into show unlockable only and do show affordable only. Now there's actually nothing available, so we can't actually do anything until we take on this last wave. So that's it for that. And what else are we going to do? We are going to prepare the location. So let's go into the area where the enemies are coming from, and we can see the enemies are coming through this hole. So what we're going to do is we're going to prepare a zone. We have 9 units, 9 drones, 4 war machines, and 5 defenders. So we're going to try and fill them up in this space here. So the enemies are coming from here. We're going to take our 4 defenders, 4 war machines, and we're going to fill them up in this space. Actually, we'll even take out this one. So we'll have them sort of 1, 2, 3, 4, and the rest we're going to fill up with defenders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the rest we're going to fill up with defenders here, and basically they'll be the second line. Let's go into excavation mode, excavate, and we're going to get rid of this little area here. And let's let that run. There come the utility drones, clearing it up. Let's collect that. And let's pause that. So what do we have here? Now we have a new hole. If we look at our 3D view though, in our aerial view, we can see that we've actually created a hole inside. So that used to be covered, but now we see that we have an entry point here and here. So now we have 2 entry points. What we're going to do is we're going to block off the entry point of the original with one of the structural walls, and we'll reconfigure the second entry point so the drones can come in. We're going to go into build mode, deconstruct. We're going to get rid of those and that one, and we're going to reposition that because now they don't really serve a purpose at that point because we've just breached the second entry. So let's collect those. And we're going to rebuild them. Structural. We're going to rebuild them. For one, we're going to block this off completely. So we've just, instead of leaving that as an entry, we're blocking it off. And the other one, we're going to block off from above. So that'll mean that it has to go down from in there and not have a direct another line. So it has to go down before it comes out. All right, so that's going to be our new entry. All right, we still have one more wall to play with. We might not need that one. All right, so those are still closed off. Now we're going to go into our management mode, and we're going to take our utility drones and we're going to retreat them back to the beginning. So now we've blocked that off. Utility drones are at the beginning. We have our entry here. We're going to place our defenders now. So that's the new entry right over there. So we're going to place everything else in this area. I did mention on that side, but then I realized that there was a breach over there. So I'm going to change it up a bit. All right, so here's the setup. I don't have a full ambush like if you've seen some of my other videos. This one is sort of, I have a few that are going to be attacking it. The others are kind of in reserve. So that's a different strategy as opposed to having them all firing at the same time. This is more of one in reserve. Of course, if they do all fire at the same time, then each one who kills gets HP. Experience points. What I'm doing here is trying to keep the narrow path as opposed to the full on. So if they do happen to get into one, the others are waiting behind. We could open this up a little bit more, but again, I'm trying to keep this a narrow path. This is a different strategy as opposed to just wide open everything. All right, so they're all halted, ready to go. I'm going to do, if you recall what I did once before, is I'm going to go into my each drone, and I'm going to make sure the shield boost for the defenders are activated. And we can do copy configuration to all. So they all are now. And War Machine has another one. So War Machine skill is called Heated Laser. We're going to enable and copy to all. Now, what exactly is Heated Laser? This is a high velocity laser chip to the War Machine. Its laser weapon system and high intensity beam is created. The skill will increase the rate of fire by 200% for 10 seconds. So that's going to give quite the firepower for 10 seconds, 200%, and it regens every 17 seconds. So if that first enemy is a defender, it will definitely not last long with 3 War Machines pulling full-on firepower. So we're going to save this. And by the looks of it, we're right there at the end of the cycles. Let's fast forward and see if we get our wave right away. And here they come. Wow, let's see what we got here. All right, so our wave is coming. We've maxed out our units, our drones. We have 4 War Machines and 5 defenders, and we are against 1 defender, 1 War Machine, 2 defenders, 3 defenders, 2 War Machines, 4, 5 defenders, 3 War Machines. Now we are against 3 War Machines. We have 4, they have 3, but that doesn't mean that they have War Machines without any skills, because we only have the 1 skill. They could have ammunition, missiles, they could be extra ranked. We don't know, we're not skilled enough, we haven't unlocked enough technology for that. So we're going to hope that our strategy, how we've designed it, how we've prepared it, is enough to take them on. With our little hole in here, is that enough? So we're going to unpause, and we're going to watch them come down. And here we go. So according to this, we have 1 in there. And that's it. So we just have 1, but he seems to be doing a number on us. So the skills are being fired off, but this 1 defender right here, he might not make it. This one right over here, he's right in front. So as soon as, if he gets picked off, this one is going to take over right away. So let's see, it's holding, it's holding. So it looks like he's recovering now. So he almost died on that first one, but he's actually recovering. So it seems like, based on our numbers, we are going to be able to hold this off. Oh, so it actually looks like that there's another defender that's being able to fight. We don't really know what's going on with him yet, because we don't have any upgraded skills to know what's going on. Or upgraded tech to know what's going on. But they're still fighting. They're still taking on 1 here. There's a heated laser. And we don't know, but they are recovering. And there we go. So we got 1. So War Machine there, class 4, class 4. These are ours. They're fighting. It looks like we're holding off. Let's fast forward that. I didn't realize it was actually slow. And it looks like it's holding off. And by the looks of it, we will actually do it. So our strategy worked. Or I should say it is working. One cycle down. Oh, pause, pause, pause. We almost lost one there. Recovery, recovery. Holding off. That one right there is taking a beating. Almost died twice. What's he up against now? A War Machine and Defender. So there are two units occupying a very close space to each other. That's why this one took it on again, because those two units, he's the first line. He recovered on that one. It seems like as soon as a new Defender, a new War Machine comes in, he gets nailed with missiles. And it looks like we're getting a nice pile of fragments here. The other Defenders, the other War Machines did not have to do anything. It's really just those three. So once ranking is awarded, those are the three that will get promoted, if enough. If they've killed enough. Second cycle in. War is still going on. Shouldn't be long now. And looks like there was another one. Oh boy. Wow. Somehow, that last War Machine that came in, or Defender, had some kind of strength. I don't know what it had, but it's nearly wiping out that drone right there, that Defender. So we're going to take this one, we're going to move, and we're going to swap it with that one. It's not allowing me to swap, but it's okay because they did manage to recover anyway. So let me put back the halting because that's not going anywhere. Oh, we lost the War Machine. I see we lost the War Machine. So let's make some room. Let's take this War Machine. Let's move it down here. Pause that. Let's halt it. And let's see if we can take this War Machine and move it in place. Does not allow it to move. Alright, so we're going to move this. There's too many things in the way. There we go. I just needed to move one. So we're going to halt again. Halt again. Make sure everybody's halted. So now we have extra firepower here. 3 War Machines. Let's bring that Defender a little bit in to attack if necessary. Halt it. And that pile of frags are getting bigger. War Machine's holding on. We're at the third cycle. And it looks like the Defender just went. I don't know where he is. Maybe he's in this pile. And that's it. Our band disappears. Some achievements. 1 Defender, 1 War Machine lost. 2 of them promoted. Another Defender promoted. And we have won that battle. So we're going to save this. Alright, so we've saved it. We've won the battle. So now we know this strategy does work as of now. So I'm going to add the War Machine to cap it off. So we have to keep this in mind. We're going to be unlocking more because we have a nice pile of spoils here. We're going to be unlocking more. We're going to be advancing our industry, but we're stuck at our capped defender and war machines. So if we don't do anything else with our defenses, with our units, then this won't last. We will get overrun. You saw we did lose one, and we almost lost another. We almost lost 3 drones, 3 defenders at one time at some point. They are going to come back stronger. So we must be prepared for that. Perhaps we will reconfigure this, although we are exposing ourselves to more entries. We just have one path here inside. So we're going to reevaluate the strategy. We're going to look at some new constructs to build. We're going to see how we can strengthen these units, perhaps by adding what I did mention to you once before, which in our industrials, this central reprocessing depot, which will allow us to turn these frags into modules or gears to advance them. So these are some of the ways we're going to keep up with this game, because those RECOGs on the next round, the next wave when they come, they're going to be coming stronger, and we might not be so lucky that time. And relying on that PALS for the first time really saved us, because we definitely would not have made it. You saw what came. We would have only had 3 defenders on something similar. We would not have made it. So that's about it for these informal tutorials. So that's about it for these informal videos. I hope you enjoyed them, and if you followed along in your own way, I hope you're able to experiment and explore. And the next series we're gonna talk about will be focusing on individual constructs, individual units, and things like that. So not so much full gameplay, but now I think you have a good idea of how this thing works and the understanding a bit more about the strategy. So we're going to involve more in the understanding of what each of these pieces do individually, and you will apply it to your own strategies to advance your game. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next series.